Without a budget, you can overspend, get into debt, and then eventually have to sell your collection. In this video, I'm going to give you my top tips and tricks on how to be a collector, but on a budget. And just a quick disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. These are just my own tips and tricks of how I manage my budget. If you are struggling properly with your finances, please seek out a financial advisor and get some help. So when setting up a budget for your collection, the first thing you've got to ensure is to know exactly how much money you've got coming out each month for bills. For me personally, for example, if something is $8, I always like to round up to $10, and that is for a couple of main reasons. One, might have accidentally missed something that didn't cater in for them bills that month. Two, sometimes prices can increase, that caters a little bit for that. And then thirdly, if everything goes to plan, there's always a chance there's going to be a new pre-order come out or a sale getting dropped during that month, and you could have that extra bit of cash to go towards that. After this, I normally put aside an extra amount to cover for unexpected bills, that cheeky takeaway, or even as 0.3 in case of a new release, pre-order, or a sale drops. And now, after all that is done, what is left is what you can use to grow your collection. This will vary, of course, from person to person, and for me personally, it works out roughly around $70. With this, I can essentially get a figure, a pop vinyl, and a manga, or I could get potentially 2 figures, or multiple pop vinyls, or multiple mangas, which then brings us nicely on to point 2, which is prioritizing. Now, this part is not easy. It can be very difficult, especially when there's so many options, loads of new manga, pop vinyls, and figures. Luckily, there is a solution. For me, if I'm reading a manga series that I really enjoy and a new one comes out, I will prioritize that over anything else, so I can actually complete that set. In other cases, if a new series drops, I do try my best to get volume 1. Volume 1 can be very hard to get a hold of later on down the line, and this is because loads of people want to try a new series and they grab volume 1, and then you can't get a hold of volume 1. When it comes to Funko Pop vinyls, most of the time when a new one is released, it generally goes on to pre-order first. So with this in mind, I always double check when the release month is going to be for that specific pop. Check if I've got any pre-orders coming already out at that time, and if not, I will add it to the pre-order list. But you do have to make sure and keep an eye on them pre-orders, because unfortunately sometimes stuff do get delayed and that will push them back. And one thing you don't want is to have 3, 4, 5 pops come out in that 1 month when you thought there was only going to be 1, massively reducing your budget. But if you're able to follow the points previously, you may have that slight buffer that will actually help cater for that. But it's definitely worth keeping an eye on all them pre-orders. As for figures, I do personally buy prize figures. However, I am on a budget after all. And I always look at local sellers, pre-owned items, or even if I'm lucky enough to get some sale items. Brand new prize figures normally retail around the $30 or $40 mark, and because of that, they are great for being on a budget. In the end, you're going to have to choose what's more important to you: completing that set, getting that new series, or getting that pre-order in. But where are you going to buy them all from? There's lots of places out there that allow you to increase your collection, and some at a discounted rate. These are just some of the places that I like to use. For figures, I get the majority of my stuff from Leanne's Anime. She has a massive collection that is constantly increasing, always getting new products in directly from Japan. And if you see something that you're actually looking for, she will contact her supplier over in Japan and see if she can get a hold of it for you. Her prices are really good. She does anything from little small merchandise, key rings, badges, all the way up to bigger figures such as the prize figures, the Kuji figures, which are a little more expensive. And also she does do a few scale figures as well. She is very helpful, very friendly. Definitely go check her out. Continuing with figures, there is of course a lot more other places to get from. I do like to get some of my stuff as well from eBay. There is a few good places where you can get pre-owned figures direct from Japan from a couple of Japanese sellers, and they have been massively reliable. You pay normally more for the postage than you do the figure itself, but overall it's normally around about half the price you would pay for a brand new figure. Then of course you have the really big ones that a lot of people know and see, places like AmiAmi and Mandarake, where you can get a lot of new and pre-owned figures directly over from Japan. Unfortunately, what I find when looking at a lot of these, and not only that, seeing a lot of people unboxing and buying from places like AmiAmi, not only do they get hit by a really big postage charge, most of the time they also get hit by an import tax as well, which massively increases the price of your figures. So it is definitely just something to bear in mind if you want to go to places like AmiAmi and Mandarake. The collection is amazing. The prices are really good. It's just that postage section that might catch you out a little bit. And then of course you do have your local stores. For me here in the UK, my local stores are Forbidden Planet and TravelingMan. Forbidden Planet does normally have a bigger collection of figures. TravelingMan still does have some, but if you're looking for a wider collection, definitely check out Forbidden Planet. For pop vinyls, my go-to place has always been Pop in a Box, right down to me getting a monthly subscription package of anime Funko Pop. Unfortunately, they do take a little while to get some of their exclusives in compared to their American-based stores, and pre-orders unfortunately can take a little bit longer than some other places to get them in, but their prices are good. The shipping price as well is really good, so it's £3 whether it's coming from the US or coming directly in from the UK. And there is lots of other places out there like Geek Central, Savvy, Game, Funko Europe, and many more, including places like eBay and Facebook Marketplace or Facebook groups. But please be cautious and take care when ordering Funko Pops from eBay or the Facebook Marketplace. And for extra security, always pay with some like PayPal goods and services. If anything goes wrong, you'll be able to get your money back. And as previously mentioned, there is a couple of our stores, Forbidden Planet and TravelingMan. These also do sell Funko Pop vinyls. And when it comes to manga, there is so many places out there, both physical stores and online, that you can buy from. The previously mentioned stores, Forbidden Planet and TravelingMan, both have a massive selection, but you've also got places like Waterstones, W.H. Smith's, the Book Depository, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Music Magpie, which you'd think might only sell CDs and phones and things like that, but no, they also sell manga at a massively discounted rate. You can easily get a volume for $1 to $2, all the way up to the standard prices, but you can save yourself a fortune by using some of these online stores. Should you spend all your budget on payday, or should you be waiting? And what I mean by waiting is, if you're enjoying this video so far, go on, smash that like button. It'll be greatly appreciated, and it'll really help this advice spread out to more people. This is possibly one of the hardest parts, knowing for a fact that you've got your cash all sorted and you want to buy that new figure, you want to buy a new pop vinyl or manga, but what if there's going to be a sale on, there might be a new item drop, you might be able to get a more expensive item for cheaper, you might be able to get multiple items, you might miss out on this new volume if you don't get that straight away. But unfortunately, unless a place actually officially announces a sale, then there's a good chance there's not going to be one. But there is one way you can kind of tweak your budget a little bit. For example, if you get paid monthly, you could always hold out until a couple of days before you get paid and then buy all your figures, manga, pop finals, whatever it's going to be then. And if a sale drops or a new item comes out, you've only got them couple of days buffer before you get paid again in order to get that new release. But choose wisely, because spending all your money straight away at the beginning of the month, if you forget about a pre-order coming up, a new item dropping, or even a sale happens, you can very quickly and easily go over that budget, causing you a massive headache, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, an unexpected bill comes in and slaps you in the face. So you have your new figure, pop vinyl and manga, but where are you going to put them? There's many cheap, easy and cost-effective ways where you can store your figures, manga and pop vinyls, right down to IKEA Kallax units with the addition of the glass displays, all the way up to cheap bookshelves from eBay, to some cheap and easy pallet wood which can be turned into some awesome shelves. There are so many cheap and easy ways you can store your figures, manga and pop vinyls. For me, if I could, I'd have all my figures behind glass panels. It would save on the dusting, and I am terrible when it comes to dusting and very lazy for it. In order to create more space, I actually used all these options together. Once my manga collection got too big, I bought the bookshelves from eBay, put on top of the Calyx units, all manga fitted on there nicely, with also some space in the front and on the shelf itself for the figures. I got some free pallets from work, sanded them down, painted them, added some small brackets onto the bottom, and boom, my Funko Pop storage was sorted. Well, for a little while at least anyway. Now, my next step is to figure out how I can rearrange, readjust, and compact down to make room for the next lot. Maintaining, and I don't mean maintenance such as dusting your figures, making sure your manga and everything is out of direct sunlight so they don't get bleached. What I actually mean is maintaining the budget and the storage capacity that you've set for yourself. If you keep on going over that budget, eventually you're going to start putting a lot of strain on yourself. You're going to keep on pushing and pushing until it can finally take over, and you can realize that unfortunately you've overspent and you've got yourself into debt over the collection, and then means you've got to sell that collection in order to repay that debt. So the other side to this is that you keep on buying and buying and you're not catering for the amount of storage and space you have to display these, and all your figures and pop vinyls and manga start building up and building up, and you get to a point where essentially it could start annoying your partner, your people you're living with, and in the case of like manga especially as well, can end up getting damaged and neglected, and in the end you get overwhelmed. You got this massive pile of all this manga stuff you were so excited to read originally, and now you feel like you've got absolutely nothing to read. That's not me at all. So stick to your budget, please don't get into debt over it. Make sure you're buying from the right place, which is correct for you at that time, for whichever figure of manga or pop vinyl, whatever it's going to be that you've prioritized in that month. If you know there's going to be a sale on, yes, be happy to wait for that. But if not, you've already budgeted, so go out, get that figure, that manga that you've been waiting for and wanting to get a hold of. But again, most of all as well, make sure you've got the storage space for it all. I've been overwhelmed by that. I thought I had loads at first, and it can quickly and easily catch up onto you and you run out of space. So you've got to think of new, inventive and creative ways of where you can store all your figures, your mangas, pop vinyls, your merchandise, whatever it might be. Always prepare for it. And of course, most importantly of all, if you are enjoying doing it, continue doing it. There's nothing wrong with that. But also, if it feels like it's a chore, and you kind of just want to get that next set, but you don't really want to, and there may be something else you want to buy and budgeted for something else, but you still feel like you need to get the next manga or you won't get it again, don't worry about it. Take a step back, reprioritize, and come back at a later date. 9 out of 10, you'll be able to get these things again on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or a group, or possibly even in a sale in the shop later on down the line. Reprints can also come out. So there is something else you want to do, don't get stressful over it, don't get a headache over it. Just reprioritize and try again later. If you want to know if your Funko Pop vinyl is real or fake, that video is over here. And if you want to see me open some crazy figures from wish.com, that video is right here. My name's been Daniel, this has been Twisted Geek. Hope you have a great week. Cheers.